Hello and welcome to another one podcast.
We have a Patreon. It's one of the best Patreons in the game.
By best, it's more of us.
Hundreds of hours of content. There's specials on there.
Three
specials. 2 live shows. It's one of the best Patreons around. You won't regret it. Sign up. £3 a month. That's all it fucking is.
I can't promise you it's one of the best or the most valuable, but if you enjoy us,
I think it is.
It's the only way to guarantee this carries on.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So
Genuinely.
It's up to you. Would you like this podcast to carry on? If the answer to that question is yes, then why not part with 75p a week by signing up to our Patreon?
Patreon.com/another one podcast. Sign up to it. You don't even have to enjoy the content that's on there.
You don't even have to watch it.
No.
Just
sign up.
75p a week,
yeah,
so that you get your public episode every week, guaranteed. Because if it drops below a certain level, it will stop.
75p a week.
The minute this costs us money again, it's gone.
Yeah, and it's
barely even.
So, please,
for the love of God,
please now. It's beyond a joke now. There's only one podcast that needs the money, and that's ours. We're absolutely brassic, and we've got the most outgoings, like dependents.
Another one.
Hello, welcome to episode 138 or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
is it? Yeah, right. Of another one podcast with me, Simon Wozniak. Joining me is co-host, cohort, brother from another mother, brother in arms, Mr. Rob Thomas.
What's happening, people?
And joining us today, we've got a debutante. Comedy's most right-wing comedian, Mr. Steve Gribbin.
Thanks for having us.
How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, I'm all
Been
right.
a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So how long have you been
Long time
voting
coming.
Tory then?
All my life. Just can't stop me.
Yeah.
Yeah. From when I was a baby, in fact.
Yeah. Really, yeah?
Yeah, love
Just born and bred.
The whole time, counting down the days till he can vote.
So you just have to get that into your mouth.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know.
okay.
You can move it
Move
forward.
it with you. Just
you can move it
make
with
sure
you.
you move it with you.
Yeah,
Or you can
it's
pull
a
it-
bit like the
Case,
boxing.
yeah,
can pull it
case
like that,
comfortable,
though.
just pull it with you, yeah.
If you want to sit back, because we had Chris Washington on the other day, and he used to sit back, then he'd lean forward, but you can just pull
Just
it,
take
pull
it
it
with-
out.
just
There
take
you
it
go.
with
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I'm
Just
more
take it
relaxed
with you.
now.
There you go.
Yeah. Funny enough, I did a gig last night, and it was in Frodsham, in Cheshire. And I can't even remember what the joke was, but it was a sort of like Nigel Farage joke. Some people laughed, and then it was just fucking evils like this.
Do you find that with the stuff you do?
Sometimes, yeah. But the thing is, it doesn't. When I was young, it used to bother me. I don't give a fuck now.
So you
In
go
fact,
to
you kind of get it.
Yeah.
Kind of like it.
So you go to a Tory gig, and then you'll do yours, and then they'll go fuck you.
Yeah, sometimes
You need
it
to
does
go
that,
and
yeah.
do Rob Riley's one in what's it called? What's that? It's in Cheshire way. Begins with a T. Tarpley.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's you go into the gig,
Yeah.
and there's fox hunting around the thing, and Eddie Brimson opened, and he was the fox hunting guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But like these are like proper like money
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
people. But
absolutely,
I
yeah.
just done a gig in St Helens. Literally, I'd done St Helens where I was next to a fucking in a social club.
Yeah.
People in flip flops. The bar's shut. They're still getting up and going. It was fucking wild.
man.
And then I went 20 minutes down the road, and I was like, I can't believe this. They had ice cream in the breaks delivered to them. Like in the theatre.
Oh my god!
Yeah, these were proper like
Spoiling
money.
them,
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you should go
but
and do
I
that
find
one.
old money ones are all right.
Yeah, no, they are.
They'll
Yeah,
laugh
you're
at
right. Yeah,
themselves, like,
yeah.
I think it's the,
Yeah, you probably
it's
do.
the new money with the more insecure.
I mean, I just did. As I posted about this on social media last week, did one of the worst gigs I've ever done last Friday.
Yeah, I read that. I enjoyed that.
That was just everything that was wrong with the gig could go wrong. I voted not to do it, but I was outvoted by the other acts.
Oh.
Where was it?
It was
I
in
hate that.
Bexley Heath, which is in Kent, which is shithole anyway. And there was 6 people. Three of them were paid, and the other 3 were the friends of the landlord. And he insisted that we did it. There was no stage as such. There were no lights.
Yeah.
And
Or
the
is it
sound was.
you're not getting paid unless you do it, sort of thing.
That's horrible. And
Was
you know
it-
what it is? The thing is, they were all going, "Oh, we can do this." It was like everybody just went over like.
I hate that.
No
I hate,
one had a good gig.
I hate the attitude before it of when they're lying to themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it could be great. It's like, let's just be honest with ourselves. We're going to go on stage.
then-
We're going to eat shit. But at least if you want us to do it, we'll do it. But let's be honest with ourselves. When we
But
do
was
it.
were the other acts newer?
No, everyone was quite experienced.
Really?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
voted to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, they
you
wanted
ain't-
the money.
you ain't getting paid
Because the
otherwise.
guy
Oh,
said
right.
no.
After a
no
while,
funny,
you-
no money. You know, he said.
As you
Right.
said, after a while, 20 to the giraffes just to fucking get you dough.
You'd have loved
I
this, by
do
the way.
that, yeah.
In the middle of the set, so the only way that you could get past, walked to us from the bar, was to go over behind us on the stage.
Oh, my
The
God.
bouncer kept doing it all the way through
Yeah.
everyone's act. Thought it was hilarious. And then in
I
the
was doing it on
interval, he was
purpose.
grabbing the microphone and like singing.
Were you on at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, at least you got to watch a load of people die.
Yeah.
Was that nice?
No, it was horrible because I had to sit out front. Get this as well. At halfway through my set, so the 3 people had paid, they let loads of people in for nothing.
Ah, brilliant.
So then they stood at the back, no respect for the gig, and then the 3 people that had paid started to kick off.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah, we
yeah.
paid our money, blah, 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 blah. It's all going on. I ended up doing about 13 minutes.
That's not bad.
Was it cash at least?
Nope. Spacks to follow.
As it
See
followed.
what happens.
As it-
See
as
what
it-
happens.
yeah.
Hasn't followed you.
I don't, that's a risky one. That's the-
The 3 most horrible words in the English language, backs to follow.
Yeah.
If it was cash, I'd have gone, yeah, fair enough, we'll do the gig. But the minute I'd have been on your side, but back to follow.
Promoter, anyone, did you know the promoter? Or
I
was
do.
it?
I know who. They weren't there. They're on holiday. I
Right.
sent an email to them the next day. Said should never ever do the gig
In summer.
here. Again.
Yeah, in that
no,
place,
just don't do
yeah.
it. It's not worth it.
They don't
The
respect
guy.
it.
There was absolutely no respect for it at all. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the gig you do when you're on the come up in it, and then after you've been there, you
is
go, I
horrible.
can't be doing this now.
When you do it after a while, and you're like, why
Yeah.
am I still doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 2, 3, 4 years in, you go, well, this is where you got to go and eat shit in front of no one for.
Like,
I know.
oh, have I agreed?
I,
But
I,
after-
I also like that you saying about people always, and it doesn't matter because comics' egos are such that you can be on a bill with someone and it's going really badly.
Yeah.
And everyone's the same, and inside your head you're going,
I'm the one.
I'm going to fix this.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, but you
you're
keep-
on about 30 seconds, and then a little voice goes, "You're not going to fucking fix this. You're
Yeah,
not
but
going to
you
die."
keep that to yourself, though. What I mean is just let's just all be honest and go, right, we're all going to eat shite and all that. In your head, you're going, I'm not like
You're
I'm
gonna
not-
eat
I'm
shite,
gonna
but
nail
That-
it, yeah.
that-
But
that doesn't apply to
I
me.
hate all that fucking. Let's make the most of it, gang. It's like, no, let's fuck off and you make the most of it, bollocks. Let's accept it for what it is, and then we can get through it. Then, right, once more into the breach. Let's go together. We're all in this. We all accept. Anyone dies, no one tells no one.
But I don't
we
know.
won't speak of this.
I don't know whether I do have that thing of I'll turn it. I just know it's going to be shit,
I think
and
I'm
I'll
gonna do
embrace
alright.
how shit it'll be.
Yeah.
I go, I don't care. Because I've
Yeah.
seen rooms that look nice and go, I'm going to eat shit here.
Yeah.
So you know, when you see them and you go, oh no, and like this looks lovely on a photo, but this is not going to be great.
Yeah.
Do you know one of the worst ones I've ever done? It's in Liverpool, and it was for the architects that built the new mini shopping centre before Liverpool won.
Yeah.
You know, do you know the one I mean?
Quarter.
Yeah, yeah. And it was in a really posh restaurant in Hope Street, and I got in there. It's technically a corporate. I was meant to be getting $1,000, and when I got there, there was no stage. They put me under the spiral staircase.
In
So-
60 Hope Street.
Oh, it was terrible. Oh my god. Anyway, and every time the waiter came back, she went, "Excuse me," and I would
Yeah,
be like this.
I've had that. I've done gigs out where the waiter goes in front of you.
And at the end, we had the woman that was running it just did the horrible sign.
Yeah, just kill it.
Were you on your own?
Yeah, it
Just
was horrible. Oh god.
Did you do
There
your
wasn't
time? Well, until she called it. Stepped
Yeah,
in.
I did my time, but I was meant to do half an hour, and she pulled it on
Waved.
22 minutes.
That's nice of her.
That's
She waved it off.
For that long.
Was it, did you get
And
paid, though?
I did get paid, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was, oh my god. No one likes to see this. This is just.
I've never had that yet. I'd love to get that. Go, thank you. It's
feel
like
like-
a boxer when you go like, I'm not quitting, but I'd love the ref to wave this off.
Will some come throw the towel in?
Yeah.
And then I'll go and argue, say,
Yeah.
they should know. I never want the towel thrown in. You're like, fucking
Yeah, you
thanks
say
for
that. I
throwing
never want the
in.
cell phone and I'll do whatever. But deep down, you're going, well, someone just. You know, you said I've turned up at gigs and they're gone, like, you know, you're down for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's quiet, it's empty, you've seen it, the room's not got energy in it, and you're just wanting the promoter to go to you. Just 20, you'll do. And yet they don't, and you're thinking. Because I've had that where I've gone, you got to do 40. I've gone 40. I've turned up and I've looked at it. I've gone, I did 40. I managed to get through because they were all right. But I've turned up, I've gone, when are you going to go to me? Just do 30. See how it's going, do 30. Let you make a decision.
No promoter in the history of comedy has ever said do shorter. They think that because they've said you're doing 40, they want value for money.
That's what it is.
No idea of how it actually feels.
It's all independent promoters who think I'm getting a little bit more for my book here.
Yeah,
and you just think, fuck off. You're not milking me. Because you want, I'm going to pay the same fee as everyone else, but I'm going to get a little bit more. And you're like,
but we should be, as the professional employed to do the big, you should be able to make a decision to go, these need this.
What's best for the night?
Oh, wait. Well, I got asked last night, I did the Frodsham one, and 2 people who liked it said, can you come and do our wedding? I said, no.
No. That's a bad idea.
You know that brilliant story about, I won't say who it is, but it's after the Comedy Store in Manchester, a guy comes up to him, and he had that good gig, and he goes, I want to book you for my daughter's wedding. You're fucking brilliant, you're brilliant. And the guy goes, he said, well, it's not going to work. Weddings never work. Kids, old people, he said, I'm not doing it. He goes, name your price. Yeah, there you go. And he kept on and on and on. And then in the end, the act just went, I'll do it for $1,000. And then the guy just went, $1,000 for that? You can fuck off. And then stormed off.
Yeah.
That's I quote 10 grand if anyone asks me to do a wedding.
Yeah.
10 grand because I know they'll never pay it. And then when they ask, it's like, well, that's how much our friendship costs.
Yeah,
like
you want,
10 grand,
when you're doing a TV thing to go half again, now. Yeah. I want an advance on the 10 grand.
It's bad enough being in a band at a wedding,
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted.
But I know you're on the band, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on the band.
How long have you been in the band for?
It's about 7 years.
Right.
How many bands have you been in?
Loads. That's how I started. That's how I got started.
Well, we had this, didn't we? You said that. Are you the longest
I've been
standing
told you're the longest serving circuit comedian.
Still going?
Do you or Andre Vincent are the 2 longest serving?
Otis Cannelloni.
Really?
Right. Yeah. He predates me by about 3 or 4 years. So I'm
You're up there.
Yeah.
It's 40 years this year.
Is it?
Yeah. Wow. So I'm currently talking to the guys at Hot Water about doing a big gala evening in October to celebrate it.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would be good. And it's been a long time. I feel like the guy at the end of the fucking.
Where was you when you? So 40 years this year will make it
1984.
84, yeah.
So where was you when you started? Because people can't tell. Steve's Scouse.
He hasn't lost his accent.
Yeah, but he's got that.
When did you go to London?
You got that sort of fair with the Beatles sort of thing.
Yeah, I've got this. I've lived away for a long time. Yeah, I was in London.
So you started in London.
I started in London. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I started when I was doing the band when I was in Liverpool. Instead of in Crosby, I did that thing, and I know it's a cliche. I used to tell jokes, but if something broke down, I'd tell a joke to cover it.
Right. Yeah.
I never forgot that feeling of doing the gag. It's like a little thing that burrows into your brain.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, the thing that got me was I saw Alexi Sale. I saw him in Edinburgh, and it just fucking blew my mind. He's still my comedy hero.
Yeah, he's one of mine.
It just was like a road to Damascus thing. It just went bang. Yeah. I'd never seen anybody so fucking angry before.
Which do you prefer? Which do you get a bigger thrill out of, stand up or doing the band?
Both, really.
Are they different?
Absolutely, completely different. Yeah, I still love doing comedy. There's nothing. I still say this because I used to be an actor as well. Yeah, and I was. I hated that because I hated.
You got a small part in the Rhys Jones thing, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
Go on. Anyway,
30 seconds, and I didn't get to meet Stephen Graham as well. It's one of those things that I can't differentiate between the two because I still get the same buzz. There's nothing that can kill the buzz of writing something at 4 o'clock in the day. No one can stop you.
Yeah.
You walk on stage at 8 o'clock at night and you do it, and it goes. I don't need to tell you guys. If it goes well, it's like fucking.
Like you can.
Yeah.
It's
a new bit is.
You can get but it's not even the new bit.
I can still do it.
My favourite thing ever is like when something happens and you go on, you just talk about it and you're like, that makes me feel like a fucking like I'm an artist. I'm like the Ryanair thing. Yeah. Or like when the bombings, the bombings happened on a Sunday. Yeah. I had a bit about it on the Wednesday. And it's killing, and you're like, fuck that. There's something special about being like that happened, and I'm talking about it, and it's like less than a week, and like and you're like. yeah, it's not. It's a different high, I think, than like your actual like set bits. Because like your set bits, you're sort of honed and things like that. But like you say, when something happens to you and you write it and then talk about it, then I think that kind of buzz is like unreal.
It's a
sort of
hard thing to explain to anybody who doesn't do it. Because it is, as you say, it's like an unbelievable high. And of course, conversely,
it's hard, isn't it?
If it dies, it's your fault as well.
Yeah.
You come on, I mean, how many times have you done this? Oh, this is going to fucking kill this bit.
Oh, mate, I was talking about this on the pod before. So like, been a while since I've died sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then like Good Friday, Easter Sunday, I was gigging. And my nan died on Good Friday. And I thought, this is going to kill this. And I just went on stage and I said, oh, my nan died on Friday.
Yeah.
I said, oh, like, Easter Sunday, go on stage. My nan died on Friday. So as you can imagine, I spent all day today shitting myself. Silence. And I mean silence. And I was like, it was almost like, there was a sense of me going, like cathartic sort of, just real. Like not even a murmur, just all looking at me like, what the fuck are you on about me?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it? No, and it was just like, he's saying it works both ways. And I'm saying like, how convinced I was this was a killer joke. Yeah. Good Friday, Easter Sunday, everyone's going to be getting the biblical references, Jesus coming back and all that. And just...
But sometimes it takes the bit to die for years.
Yeah.
And then it works.
Yeah, but I'll never do that again.
But it could work.
But it was just so sort of like, my nan had just died on the Good Friday, and it was Easter Sunday. I just happened to be having a gig, and I just thought, perfect. Here I am. This not nice thing just happened to me. I'm about to turn it into art, and I just stood there for like nothing, and I'm just. It must have been a couple of seconds, but it felt minutes, and I was like. And like I say, there's something almost like...
I haven't done...
Like, you know when you're getting a really hot bath and you're like, that's what it felt like. It's not even a positive thing, but it was lovely that it happened.
See, I don't mind chucking in a new bit during a set, but doing a new material night is the one that makes me completely go, ugh. Because that's going to be 10 minutes of absolute misery. The way I work.
And the thing is as well, but that's set up in a completely different way, isn't it? Because everyone's going along there to hear new material. And
that's why I hate actually.
The whole thing's got to be new material,
old stuff and new material nights.
Yeah.
Just go on stage and eat shit and see what happens.
See, I think I ate shit once a few years ago when I went to Harmon Street to do a Wednesday. I booked it in stupidly and went, why are you doing this for? I've not wrote anything. I went there. And I was just horrible.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I'd been going 1 year again. All that flashback to when I just died. And then I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to chuck new bits into weekend gigs when it's going all right. And they go, there you go.
Oh, you shit house. I love doing it. I love going there with new bits. Just
the problem, everybody who does comedy for a living knows this feeling that if it's going really well, your brain goes, yeah, it's going really well. Well, you don't need to do that new bit. You know, you don't need to. And it's just having the balls to just go, oh, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
I always did. I'd always try. I tried one on Saturday. It didn't go well. It went fine, but just didn't go well.
Well, on Sunday, I decided to open up with a joke about Father's Day that I just thought, what are you doing this for? And it went all right. I was like, why have you done this? I was sat there about to go on. I'm thinking, in my head, because I've got a story about when I died on my arse closing in Glasgow for the first time ever on a Friday. Yeah. And I tried to riff a bit at the top, and it just went for 19 minutes. And I thought, never do that again. Yeah. But then today on the Sunday, I thought, why is this getting... Because something happened in the crowd before I was about to go on. And I was like, do that. And I went, oh, no, because if this dies, then the rest of the gig could go shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was like, but do it, because I think it works. In my head, I went, it works as a joke or works as a bit. And I did it, and it worked. And I was like, oh, thank fuck for that. And then I got into the comfort blanket of the actual set, and I was like, oh.
But I'm a bit like what Ferry said. Like Ferry said to you years ago, said he doesn't mind doing new stuff at the top of a weekend. Because he backs himself enough to have enough old stuff to get it back. I think similar to that. Like, I don't mind opening up with a riff because I think to myself, well, I've got 20. Yeah. And like, if it's shit, I will say to them, oh, I'm good at this, you know. We'll get to it in a minute. We'll get to it in a minute. Like, I don't mind just fucking backing myself. So 1984, you see Alexi Sale in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Are you in Edinburgh for any reason, or just as a fan, or what?
No, I was actually. I was just. Yeah, I was just seeing the festival. I did know of comedy. The thing is, I knew what was going on, like the alternative comedy thing. I sort of heard people talking about it, but I didn't know anything about it.
So how long? How long had that been going for? So how long?
79.
So the
first comedy.
Was
store
the store established at that point then?
Yeah. I've done 2 gong. I did 2 early gong shows. The store gonged off twice.
Did you?
Who MC'd it? Do you know the MC or not?
I did. Yeah, it was Tony Allen. That's how long ago it was.
Right.
The guy who's just died, and it was so bad. I still remember the one that got me really badly gone off was a guy who was like really smartly dressed, like a worker in the city, and I had some brown shoes on, and he just kept going, "Jesus Christ, man, fucking shoes, man, fuck it," and I was going. Trying to do it. I was only 22.
You didn't have the guitar at that point?
I did have the guitar.
Did you? Yeah.
No, I twatted. I lost it completely. Redness descended, and I grabbed the guitar, and I would have hit him, but somebody stopped.
Really?
Because honestly, I'd have probably swatted him.
But hot-headed, were you?
Well, very hot-headed.
Well, 22, down your ass for the fight.
But anything is, I thought, well, I've survived. Like that.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. And then as I was getting to the end, it went gong. They wouldn't let me get to the end. It went gong. And I deserved it. It was shit.
Have you ever done it without the guitar?
Yeah, I've done some compare and stuff like
have
that
you,
with the guitar. Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. But no, basically, I like doing it with the guitar.
Right.
How long was the gong show going for in the store then? I thought it was like a wild Friday, Saturday nights when it first started.
In the original shows that they had there, the gong show was just a section in the middle.
Right.
So it was there from the very beginning.
Right. Wow.
And they would allow, well, basically anybody that wanted to have a go. I've seen some really great acts there having a really bad time.
Yeah,
like Jack D and loads of people when he first started. Just gong. I mean, it's that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it now. It's absolutely fucking brutal now.
I think they're great. because everyone's terrible.
I want hot walls
so I just think it's just nice to get gonged off.
Yeah.
Because if you're you see some acts and you're like 2 gigs in and they're just tanking and they're doing a 5 or a 10 and you're thinking, this just get off at 3.
Yeah.
And it's just nice.
Yeah. One of the good things I think about King Gong is that everyone knows what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
Like King Gong's a more brutal one than
it's going to be brutal.
But I don't like it when they gong people up before they've got to the microphone.
Yeah, that's
so like they got like funny teeth, or they just go gong, get off.
I think that's out of order. Yeah,
and I tell you, a brilliant one once in Manchester. There was a guy with a really strong Manchester accent who was on, and he was doing. I'm not out. What's that guy's?
Mickey Flanagan.
Yeah, doing Mickey Flanagan's material in a Mancunian accent. Right. He goes, I went to this girl and I wasn't out.
Right. And he tried to change a little bit so it sounded original.
Yeah, but the thing is, this went gong. Fuck off.
Right.
That's me. This is the funny thing was, as he went off, he goes, "Who's Mickey Flanagan?"
Right.
Yeah. Of course he knew who he was. Right. Yeah, I mean but that basically that was the atmosphere. The first person I met there was Tony Allen, who was comparing, and he was pretty brutal. I mean, that was in the days you used to have to go up in a lift to the original Comedy Store, and you'd be in with the strippers, and the punters as well, and plainclothes policemen who stood out a mile, and then people would go to you and said, "You on tonight?" Yeah, he goes, "I bet you're going to be fucking shit." This used to get pre-heckled, and then you'd be going back down again, and people would come in.
I told you so.
Right, I told you so. You're fucking shit. You ought to give up. You're fucking crap.
Fucking hell.
And one time I did the store, and a beautiful blonde woman came up to me, and I hadn't got gonged off, but she goes, "Was that you?" Understand? I went, "Yeah." She goes, "Come here." I was like, right up to me. She goes, "You're fucking shit."
So was this just for the Gong Show they do this? Was this just the Gong Show they do that? Or was they do it to professionals?
Yeah, they do that to professionals.
Oh, so they professional? They go,
I don't think there's any such thing. I don't think anyone understood what a professional was, because really, like Comedy Stores sort of started off, didn't it? It was like Friday, Saturdays. So it wasn't like you go in the Comedy Stores to play loads of other gigs.
Right.
It was like that was the only thing happening.
You know, in the second one, which was a much better venue, the bar was around the corner, so all the comics would go on, do the set, and then be drinking.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you were having a bad gig, they'd suddenly appear around the corner. Like
Yeah.
And I remember thinking this. I was being a double act as well, and I think we're having a great one going. the first head popped round and I thought,
Oh no!
shit, we're dying. And then it turned out, and we just went. And by the end, there's about 10 comics just going. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was a horrible way to go.
Were they mates or were they not
Yeah,
mates?
yeah,
They're
no,
mates,
most of them
right?
were
Okay.
mates, yeah,
What was
but,
the circuit like then?
there was only there's about 10 gigs in London. There's a few, the odd gig. There's one in Newcastle, the Broken Doll. There were very few venues. I mean, we
So how long was it from you doing your first gig in '84 so you can sort of establish, like, obviously now it takes 4 or 5 years at least to establish yourself on the circuit.
we signed with Off the Curb very early on. So I did really. I'm dating from '84. I started in '82 dabbling. So
Right.
we on and off, and was with a different double act partner. So we signed to Off the Curb in '84.
Yeah.
And within about a year, we were sort of like touring and
Wow.
put a lot of money into us. And
Yeah.
there's only us and the Vicious Boys. And then Jack D joined later, and then John Collins fan club. So we lasted about 7 years with them.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
So when did you move
things went a
to?
bit sour.
So is this when you were a double act? You got signed to Kid?
yeah, skint video.
So
yeah.
when did you split up with that?
I split up with the double act in '94, so that's 30 years ago. I've
And
been solo for 30 years.
How did it work for them 7 years with the Curb? You saying you went on tours and stuff.
Yeah.
How's it? Because was the comedy clubs in each was it just like function rooms, or how would you go and do it?
Well, we did a lot of colleges and universities.
Right.
I mean, but we used to do like 40 or 50-day tours, you know.
And what, just in like function rooms and things? Just,
Yeah.
it's like
mainly,
one-off comedy nights that we call it now.
comedy nights and stuff like that, yeah. I mean, yeah. But it was funny because Addison, who used to run Off the Curb, had no sense of geography. So one day you'd be in Glasgow, the next day you'd be in Plymouth.
Yeah.
And then you'd be in Cardiff, and then you'd be going to Lincoln. It was like,
So how did you get a following then to tour back in that?
we were quite well known. I mean, we
Did you just word of mouth?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it? Yeah.
And then there wasn't. I'm being there wasn't that much going on.
Right.
So like,
And we would, we appeared in like music mags like The Enemy and stuff like
yeah.
that.
So it was just magazines, and and then that's how you get. Oh, these are in town.
But off the Curb, quite powerful even at that stage.
Really?
Yeah. So he had a lot of clout. You know.
How did he manage to get that clout for himself?
He's one of those people. He's like a force of nature.
Right.
He just was like he never stopped talking. I mean, I think people are a bit afraid of him.
I heard he was a bit wild.
Yeah, he
he's a
was wild.
gangster, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was wild. He used to smoke cigars and, well, he basically, and that's how, he
So-
sadly died. It was
Yeah.
a drug overdose. So,
So was he tight with Don Ward? Did they have a relationship?
Tightish. Their relationship was kind of frictional, but yeah, Don Ward respected it.
Yeah.
So he'd get his acts in, and then they had their own TV company, Open Mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, that's how we got on Saturday Live. We did the second series of Saturday Live,
Right.
which did help,
Yeah.
because we were on with Harry Enfield doing Stavros so long ago it was, and Joan Collins as well.
So when did you move to London? Sorry.
Oh God, 81, 82.
Did you move to London with the band or just?
No, I went to college. Went to Goldsmiths.
Right.
Goldsmiths College. Study English. It's come in very handy.
And then you just never came back.
Never came back. Yeah.
What kind of things were you doing then in the double act?
God, we did do some music, but we used to do sketches.
Right.
But way before sketches were like dead trendy, and
Yeah.
I mean, so people.
I always
used to
think that
stare
now.
at us sometimes.
I always think like Alexis Sale and not like Harry Enfield. They were all like, even what's Alan Partridge, Steve
Coogan.
Steve Coogan. They were all doing shit like that years ago, and now people are doing it to Instagram, and as if it was like this new thing. But it's just,
I mean,
it's
it
just a
became
new
popular in the 90s, didn't it?
it's a
in
new
Edinburgh,
format
but
sort of
we were
thing.
doing it first, and very badly actually. So we dropped. Honestly, the sketches lasted less than a year.
Yeah.
She thought, you can't keep doing it to.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We had a sketch, and I can't even remember what it was about. It was about, a penguin, a soldier in the Falklands that fell in love with a penguin, and we got one of them penguins from a joke shop, and as you moved it along the floor, the penguin went like that. And the only reason we wrote the sketch is because we got the penguin.
Right, okay.
And you know that feeling. Said we've got the penguin. We've got to find something funny to do with the penguin. And
this penguin's got
we
legs.
didn't find something funny to do with the penguin. It was shit.
Is he doing sketches? To me, seems mad because you're not like at least when although we might just be doing. I know it is scripted what we're doing. It's like almost like you could do it without them there sometimes.
Yeah.
Like doing a sketch to me just seems like if they're not going for it, what the fucking hell happened? Like
No.
Did you ever get out? Did you ever just go? We've got to say something now.
I feel like the
Do you
thing
know
was,
what I mean?
Yeah.
No, we never.
You just
we
stuck
weren't
forward.
experienced enough to. I'd be able to do it now because you've got that. Your sixth senses
Yeah, you
go
just
like
saw the
that.
break,
This is fucking tanky.
Yeah.
But no, you're locked in. You're locked in. The best. I always think character acts have a bit of a problem with it, but the best ones are the ones that can react in character.
Yeah.
Milo.
Milo,
Yeah.
he's a fucking genius. But it's very, very difficult. I've seen some people just like be in the character and not know what to say when people just like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's just not a very well developed character, then, isn't it? If
Yeah.
they can't actually
Yeah,
be.
but they should be able to think like the character.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what the
You got to set the back.
Yeah.
But
So that's basically what happened. So we left off the curb, then we split up. And then
So what did you start doing after the sketches then?
Lots of sort of like, we were double act, we used to do lots of stuff between us, and then we used to do songs as well.
Yeah.
Short bursts of songs. Yeah. Basically, that was it. The
when-
sketches were nowhere to be seen.
When did you get your voice that you got now then? Like, because you were like, you're doing much more political, more to contemporary sort of stuff.
We were
When
always
did
very
you-
topical. When
Was
was it? The thing is, I did struggle for about a year after after we split up the double act, and people used to say to me, and this is a weird thing to say, but because I always used to be on the left hand side of the stage, and he used to be on the right, so I'd be like that, and then somebody, it was Kevin Day, actually said to me, he said, "You're gonna have to look at the rest of." I said, "What?" He said, "You just keep looking this way."
really, is that what you did?
Yeah, and I didn't realise I was doing
So
it.
you only played one half of the room.
And I'll tell you what as well, which is really funny, and you'll appreciate this. It occurred to me quite quickly, because Brian, my other double act partner, used to have a real gift of the gab, and he'd be chatting away, and I'd be like that behind the things, having a drink. And then when I started going solo, I think, you've got to keep talking.
Yeah.
You can't
You
have
can't
a
have
rest.
a break. Yeah, there's no break.
And that was a bit of a shocker. So it took me about a year, 18 months to sort of, find me feet, as it were. And then, that was it.
And you should, even from then, you started doing the topical political. It wasn't like you found a way.
I've always done just to try and keep me interested as well. If there's something going on, every day I sit down and go through the news and see
What's going on. So
if I could see anything funny that's going on.
Yeah.
So which bit? So obviously you've been going since the 80s to now.
Yeah.
Which did you think was the best part of it, and what do you think of it now? Circuit now versus which bit did you think was that you had the most fun at?
Do you know what? Okay, the very, very early days when everybody was a bit mad, there was some fucking crazy people in there, the guy who was called the Iceman, and his act was, this is a true act. He brought it on stage, it was a block of ice, and then he sat there for 20 minutes and you just watched the ice melt.
See, that's great. That's great.
I love stuff like
Did he get
that.
booked?
Yeah.
Did
It's
he?
just
Did he do anything?
No.
Didn't speak?
He did say hello. And everything. Well, there's one brilliant one. There was a very rough club in Greenwich called The Tunnel, which Malcolm Hardy used to run, which was brutal.
Right.
If he didn't like it, it was like... And people started to heckle him. He goes, someone said, is this it? He goes, yeah, this is it. 20 minutes of this, so fucking strap in. Like this, and he wasn't apologetic about it.
No.
And sometimes he used to go down really well.
But what? How for 20 minutes? But what's he do? What?
I don't know.
It's contagious laughter,
it's
I
just
imagine.
weird.
Or what?
Yeah, but
I
I think
can't
I
explain
often
it.
find that thinking like if you did do something that wild, at what point does it? You can actually start dying, and after like the third time you die, it goes, that's funny.
Yeah.
But like there has to be a point after watching a block of ice for 20 minutes. You go like maybe 11 minutes. You go, come on now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that surely
I
has to
can't
happen.
explain it.
You can't roof it for 20 minutes, which does that. Like you'd need plants to kick off on you a bit to make it a bit. Because a
that's
fight
true.
is good. A fight is always good, isn't it? In a comedy club. I often find that if you see a fight happen with the comedians, you're thinking, "Oh, this is
Yeah,
this is
good.
tasty."
I mean, Jimbo was around then. You remember Jimbo? There's an amazing.
What happened to the Iceman, by the way?
I don't know. No, don't know. It just faded away. I mean, there was a guy who used to.
How much was he paying for the ice?
Well, that's what I mean. What is he doing? Like,
things like that always blow me. You know,
The price of ice. You've never seen it again.
You see someone come on with props and things like that, you think, how much are they paying for that? Like,
well, I'm thinking, like,
you can't be making money.
there must be many comedians if he got booked.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
if that, because I heard there was a thing like basically if you could stand and talk for 20 minutes, you could work. Was that sort of true?
Sort of true to a certain extent, although it doesn't take account of the fact that there were more mad people around willing to do it who should have been, you know, in social care. Some of them.
Yeah.
There was a brilliant actor.
ADHD didn't exist back then, so they just.
This guy had a roulette wheel and he used to strap a teddy bear to. He was called Steve the Teddy Bear Torture.
Yeah.
He was actually quite funny, and he did have a lot of patter.
Yeah.
But people used to get dead upset. She used to throw darts at the thing. And if one hit the teddy bear, people used to fucking lose their shit.
I still think there's acts doing similar stuff.
I hope there are
on like gong shows, but they just don't get anywhere now.
I think the problem is they're not.
Like I've seen some guy dressed as Santa walk around with a sack, giving out gifts. Like Alexander's doing a 10
you just see
on a new
wild
material
things,
night. You're thinking, whoa.
You just don't survive long enough.
But Roger Swift's a bit wild, and if you ever get with Roger Swift, the prop guys,
I love
he's just like a gag with a prop every 10 seconds. And his are like it's either he can rip it.
The really forced puns as well. Some of them.
Yeah, I think he's alright. I think he's funny.
It's stuff like he's put Tinkerbell in a kid's blender, presses it and goes, "Fairy liquid!" And fucking launches it and carries on. And like some of the, but he's one of them. He's never really got anywhere, has he? But I
remember when I was doing a Spiky Mike Gong show
and
for the first time, and I'd driven down with Che Burnley. I was about 4 or 5 gigs in. I think Pew was on it that night as well, and Roger was closing it. And so we did the gong, and then Roger would do 15, 20, and he ripped it. He absolutely smashed it. And I was thinking, who the fuck is this?
He
I
either
was like,
dies on his ass or
It's like that.
But
thing
again, though, there's something wrong with him because when he first
Che Burnley won that show actually.
When he first started,
the bastard.
When he first started, he used to go and pick his props up while you were on. Like, you had to get that told. You can't be doing that.
No, you can't.
So you like loads of open mics and you'd be straight on after him. And the next thing you're trying to do your bits and he's just there picking his stuff up behind you. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, there's a great story about Robert White. You know Robert White?
Yeah.
He did a gig up the creek and it went really well. And then the compere was wrapping up the first half and Robert White goes, I forgot a bit. Can I come back and do another bit? And I go, no. He started to go on the stage and the audience go, what the fuck are you doing? Because of the way he is. He just
it's just the autism.
I've forgotten 5 minutes of my material. And the composer, it doesn't work.
I need to do it or it's finished,
God.
Seen him rip it, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's good. So which bit do you think?
I think there's I miss that, but I also think that now the circuit is so there's loads of gigs, there's loads of great acts. The standard is a lot higher now.
Right.
The standard of the acts.
I don't see many metal and ice blocks.
There's no ice blocks anymore.
I'm enjoying both, to be honest. I mean, I'm really enjoying it now because there's loads of places to play and there's loads of well set up. I mean, regardless of the one that I did in Bexley, that is an anomaly now because there are really good concepts. You got Hot Water, you got the Glee, you got the Store, you got the Stand, you got loads of ones where people are sat in the right direction, looking at you.
Yeah.
You know. And
when did you see that happen? One of the things was the time where you sort of gone, oh, this is getting changed.
Well, I'll tell you
corporate or boom.
When people started getting on telly in the late 80s, early 90s, it all changed. Because in any stuff like that, in any art form like punk or anything like that, when money floods in, it all changes. You know, and then people and we're talking about the people that Roger Swift going down well, and sometimes he doesn't. That's because people don't see it on television. Right, you know, they're not getting fit, so they go with what they fed, and the role model of one white guy behind the microphone that became the norm on television then in the 90s.
Right,
but
so
then,
like Frank Skinner's and stuff like that.
There's Frank Skinner's, Jack D, all people like that, but then that's when the big comedy clubs sprang up. You know, right, sort of chains. I mean, it's in a way it's good that they don't exist anymore, but.
Imagine like the junglers and stuff like that.
Good money. I'm not going to be one of those, it's all they can. Because they could be really horrible, junglers.
Yeah.
Really horrible. You know, like just bear pits.
Right.
Yeah.
So was there because I mean people relate the Apollo to being like a bit of a boom in the noughties. Was there in that early 90s sort of thing? Was there a show or anything like that that did create sort of a desire for people to go out and see stand up? Because until then, it wasn't really.
There was the stand up show, wasn't there, on BBC Two that Tommy Tiernan used to compare?
Right.
Yeah, I was told I couldn't be on there because I swore too much. And I had to explain to them that
Tommy Tiernan swears.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't on that. But I had to explain to them. Well, I won't swear on television. No, we can't take the risk.
Right.
You know, I was in my 30s now. How old do you think I am? I'm just going to get in front of a camera.
Hot Water released that one. It was Stan Boardman talking about when he swore. Do you remember? What was that about?
Did he?
Do you remember? He did a story at Hot Water recently saying about the time he went on there and he ended up doing this thing and he says, I can't remember what show it was, but he never worked on TV again after. He's talking about the German fight. They released a clip of it anyway. Yeah, that.
Yeah, but he didn't swear though, did he? Just said fucker all the time, but it sounds like fucker.
Right.
Yeah. But he was probably asked not to.
When was he about?
70s, 80s.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
I just wonder, like, when it in the 70s, 80s, there's obviously people playing function rooms and things like that. When
lots of working men's club. I mean, when I was in the band, we used to play working men's clubs.
Did you ever gig with Manning?
No. I've done his club.
Have you?
Yeah. The embassy. Yeah, I've done it.
What was he
I
like?
just wonder when it become a thing that
he wasn't there. Wasn't there. So
you never met him?
Never met him.
Right.
But he was sort of still running it. Yeah.
You ever gig with Chubby Brown?
Nope. I mean, I've one of my ones I played loads of times, the Marine Football Club.
Oh yeah.
I play there all the time. That's why I've a hatred of those sorts of places, you know, because their attitude, they hated the fact that there was any entertainment on at all.
Yeah.
I used to be a bass player in the band, and this guy said to me, he said, when we were doing a sound check, he called me over and he said, we have a saying round here, son. I go, what's that? He goes, a bass player should be seen and not heard. And I was only 15, and I wish I'd just gone, why don't you fuck off?
Right.
What a fucking stupid thing to say.
Did Marine have a gig? Did they have a gig?
No,
they have had the odd gig. I've actually been back there. Yeah, I've done a few gigs there. Yeah, it's actually good, ideal space for it.
Yeah, it's just never ran properly, and it's all locals.
The whole thing with those places, you always got the feeling that you were on their turf.
Yeah,
and they were pissed off that someone was in their building.
There's a lot of gigs like that where you feel like you're in there.
I get the attitude a little bit because like
cricket clubs and that, you know, it's just the locals.
Yeah.
I remember when I've been in the Salty on like a Saturday and all your mates, you've all had a laugh sort of thing, and the 4:30 kick-off's been on. The next thing, you're all having a ball. The next thing, this singer sets up and just starts singing. You can't have a conversation anymore, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, we had a great day. And they put it on because they didn't know it was going to be that busy. Or like, because you can understand why the landlords put it on, but at the same time, you're like, what the fuck? We've had a great day all day, and now you're on, fucking interrupting us.
Imagine if that was a comedian.
They have a whip round saying, like, how much for you to not do this? You'd be like, well, that would be good, wouldn't it?
But half people want to see it, and half people don't want to see it.
I'd fuck off.
Yeah. But our people want to see it, our people don't want to see it, and it's just the problem is the half that don't want to see it are more than willing to wreck it. Whereas, like say the Marine, we had one. I played the Irish Centre once, and not this wasn't that long ago in Liverpool, and there was a fella who refused to move. So they have 2 rooms, and like there's big signs that've been on all week saying comedy's going to be on this room. So like you need a ticket to get in to that room. And there was a fella who come in, refused. Have you got a ticket? No. Well, you can't come to this room. I sit in that seat. And that's what he literally was like, that's what I'm sitting in that seat. And like none of the barmaids would say anything to him because it's the same fella they see every single day. So they're thinking, I'm not arguing with him tonight.
How many times have you done the Irish Centre?
Because we've made it once. I've only ever done it once, and then
I was meant to do it twice, but I've done it once. But I turned there. The funny thing with the Irish Centre, I was in a gig and Callum Oatley wanted to swap with me.
Yeah.
But it got pulled on the night. So I got the closer fee.
Oh,
sorry.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I should have not done that, but I was skinned.
The fella sat there. So he ended up sitting down because there was no security, and the person he promoting the night had just gone like,
fuck this.
Yeah, fuck it. And then talked through the first 2 acts. And when anyone asked him to be quiet, it was like, I'm having a pint. I sit here everything. If I want to talk. To the point where, in the end, he had to shut the borders. There's a border, and he had to border the bar off when the acts were on, and open the border again when the acts had finished for the people to go and get a drink, because this one prick wouldn't move.
I mean, sometimes it can be really... I mean, this is a true story. Once did Barnsley work in men's club during the miners' strike. But we walked into the bar, and the bar was quite full, and there was a band on stage, and there was a disembodied voice going, feelings, in every more feel, you know, one of them singers. And we said to the guy, so the guys running the club, going, where's that coming from? He goes, car park. I said, well, what? You know, why is it the singer in the car park? He goes, he's fucking barred. He was barred, and he could still sing with the band. So we all sat there as he sang in the car park, disembodied. Oh, I love stuff like that.
So what was the first purpose-built comedy club you remember playing then?
Oh God, I'll tell you what my first ever gig was. It was in Butlins in Lytham St Anne's. I did a talent competition in 1974. I was only 12. And I came third. I was beaten by.
So you've been going since 74, Steve.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's 50.
Yeah.
It's 40 years, not
You
30.
started at 12.
50 years.
50 years,
Yeah,
not
but
40 years.
that's the joke in my book.
Doesn't count.
So I'll plug it in a minute. But I thought, this is great. I'll start and waited another 10 years before I did it. You know,
Right.
The first proper one I think was probably
because that must have been like a whole new. Oh my God, this is something different. A
I'll never forget that feeling.
Purpose-built room.
It was an amazing feeling.
Which?
I can't even. The first joke I ever told, I can't even remember what it was.
No,
it
what
was
12. 12.
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
No, what was the first purpose-built room?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember playing like the first one? You're like, this has been
the
built
tram
for.
shed in Woolwich, which is not there now. It's, it's opened again. They closed it, and then that was the tram shed in 1982.
Fair gig in London or Liverpool.
Yeah, the first gig in Liverpool was. God, there used to be one called the Black Horse and Rainbow. Do you know the one on Lime Street? It's not there anymore.
No.
It's completely changed now. But that was around about the same time. And all my family, I'll be careful here. All my family came and some of them got drunk.
Yeah. Well, my first ever...
And it was a bit of it, one of them fell over and knocked all the glasses over.
Oh, no.
Do you know that feeling?
I've never... no one comes to watch me, family.
Don't you let any of your family come?
No, I don't like it.
My first ever paid weekend, I got heckled by my mum's mates. We won't come with the mates and they heckled me.
Well, you brought your family... See, you know I don't do it. We did a gig in Bootle in a fucking brewery.
Yeah.
And it was about 30 people there. Six of them were your lot.
There's about 8 people there and 60 of them had brought.
Yeah, and it was just... that's why I don't... Because the sound was off. Lighting was off.
I was like...
I don't want me... If they see me do this, they'll never help me out again.
Yeah.
Is this what you're doing with your life? I'll be no.
Yeah.
No, this. You've got to see me in a good... Like, Birmingham Glee, I'd be like, mate, you might be able to come to that one, but I still don't want you there.
I know.
Because I'll just think, if I die... Then
the way they think as well, if they sit in the front, they're helping. You know, if sat right in the front, you can see your mum and dad. Oh, God.
You don't, so that Bootle one, it wasn't that I brought people. It was that I liked the promoter and I wanted something nice
Colin
to happen.
Haley, shout out Colin.
And it was in a brewery making their own ale and stuff. I was like, it's nice for things to happen in Bootle that aren't shite. And or just filled with drugs in that. So I encouraged it happening. So I just shared it a few times.
There was drugs, but they were doing it very politely.
Yeah.
they were doing cocaine at the table, but they weren't being knobheads. They were just like,
they weren't
good job. They were great, to be honest with you.
So
the best cokeheads I've ever performed to in that brewery.
Polite cokeheads.
Yeah. Laughed at the right places, give it the energy it needed.
So because I'd shared it and stuff to get ticket sales, loads would just come because I'd like...
Yeah.
But then my mum ended up coming, like I didn't want her to go. And then like loads of lads to play footy with and that ended up going and stuff. So like to the point where when I went on stage, I just went and said, who's here to see if I'm shite? Like, 'cause I know all the faces. Yeah. Like, who's come because they've heard us do comedy, they played footy, and you want to see them shit. And like loads of them cheered, and I was like, yeah, let's have a go, hey. Here's a good start. Let's crack on and see how we get on.
Yeah.
And like just loads of just so like, but I wanted the gig to do well, so I was open. Enough people would go and then go, it was all right there, we should go next time. Like, but it never really happened. But
No, it was one and done.
but the problem is then when they do see you in a proper venue, I remember my mum saw me compare and going, "Oh, you're such a better compare than you are an act," and like they don't think they're saying anything that's going to wind you up.
I know,
but like your back's
you
gone.
ought to
You're
have
like,
a go at that, you know.
yeah,
You're good.
You carry on. You should carry on comparing. And you're like, no, it's the first time you see me in a proper venue. First time you haven't seen me, it's in some fucking back room of a pub because it's 2 minutes away from your house, and you've decided, oh, we can go there and carry on our night rather than having to go to a comedy club and that be the night sort of thing. It's like, yeah, so.
Well, I used to dread having my dad there because he was proper sort of old Liverpool. He's from Anfield, and he used to heckle. And I took him to the Edinburgh show about Terry Alderson, and he was sat near the front. So Terry Alderson came on, and he goes, "All right, mate, what are you doing here?" My dad just went, "I'm waiting for the comedian to come on." And Alderson just goes, "Is this your dad, Gribbo?" And it's like, I just knew he would, and he would pipe up.
My dad would be like that.
He couldn't help himself, you know.
My dad wouldn't say nothing, but the minute he was spoken to, he'd see it as a tete-a-tete.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have it like, oh, yeah, for fuck's sake.
So yeah, that's how I started really. I gradually the band all sort of fell by the wayside. I've only started the band quite recently again, so because I've always had that in my head. But I'm just loving the comedy too much, you know. I'll tell you, one of the best ones I ever did was the Empire one, because I've always wanted to play there. It was like part of a gala evening for the Liverpool Comedy Festival, but that's where I've got a book, got an autobiography coming out called Jimmy Tarbuck Ate My Sandwiches, and Jimmy Tarbuck was on the bill, and I ordered a plate of ham sandwiches, and I went to the toilet. When I came back, there was no ham sandwiches left.
And I was
fucking raging. No, we ate them all. And I came back and I said, "Where are my ham sandwiches?" And he went, "I don't know." And do you know, and the thing is, I couldn't. Do you know? I can't definitively say it was him.
Yeah,
right.
Fucking ate my sandwiches. Anyway, so that and it starts from the very.
When did you have the idea to write an autobiography?
It was pandemic. You know,
was it just thought might as well?
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is there's so much in it. I've got to get it down to a manageable size, you know.
So you just doing it?
It's about
just my life in comedy, basically.
Yeah,
but also about my family and you know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what section of it, like?
I'm going to do a lot of the early. I'm going to do a lot of the early stuff. I mean, if I get the chance, I'd like to do 2 or 3, but you know.
Yeah.
Really, that many?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I've got a lot of scores I want to settle.
Oh, is it going to be one of them sort of ones?
I'm going to name names.
Checking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
who?
yeah.
Go on.
No, I'm not going to say. You wait.
See, hiding behind the pen, Steve. Come on. Stand on your word. Come on, mate.
No. I'm not saying nothing.
Are they comedy people?
Yeah, some.
Promoters, acts?
Oh, no, I'm going to have a go at the people that's... I was very badly bullied at school. So,
okay.
Chris Carragher, you know who you are.
Did my uncle step in?
No.
No?
He wasn't involved. Yeah. This is how bad it was.
You were mates with him?
I was big mates with you.
Yeah.
You mates with your uncle, yeah?
Yeah, best mates or not?
Yeah, we were really good mates.
He was in the band, Annie Road Enders, mate. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
by the way, you know about his band at school called Oral Sex.
Did he have a band?
The punk band.
I know he got a comb in the face. Do you remember? Did you remember that?
What for?
He was going to an Everton match, and I think he got a comb.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and he had to go to court.
They were called Oral Sex, and no one would book them. Don't know why. No, I was bullied by this guy called Chris Carragher, and he used to demand that I brought my sandwiches in. No one used to make me sandwiches, and I had to give them to him.
Oh no!
And then one day he said to me, "You tell your mum I don't like egg sandwiches."
Wow, that level is actually ordering from your mum. Did you tell your mum?
No.
Did she ever find out that you weren't eating your sandwiches?
Do you know what? I did tell him towards the end of their life. I mean, I didn't tell him.
Did he get physical with them, or was
he
just
was horrible?
Was he?
He was a nasty piece of work.
And he just targeted you.
It's funny actually because I met him in the George in Crosby.
Do you still get that feeling when you see them though? That little like.
Well, he come over to me and the missus were having a drink. And he said, "Hello, Gribbo." I went and wasn't bothered. He goes, "What's the matter with you?" I said, "You've made my fucking life a misery for 10 years. Why should I be nice to you?" And do you know what? He was taken aback, like he couldn't believe it.
It does stay with you, though,
Like he
doesn't it?
thought it was jokes or something.
Yeah, he's just jokes. And I brought up the egg sandwich. He says, "You can fuck off," and then he went away.
Good.
I mean, that was a good feeling. It's like,
Yeah.
Then part of me was going, "I hope he doesn't."
Yeah. Terrifying.
Just twat
Yeah.
everyone.
I think it stays with you.
Oh yeah.
If you're bullied as a kid,
all
it
of
stays.
mine are, like whenever I see anyone who bully me, because I'm so big now, sort of thing. It's a sense of like, I don't know, you just fucking look at them, just angering you.
I think it's anger because you see them and you can get that pit of your stomach feeling when it went back the day, and you go, why are they still having that, making me feel like that? You're getting wound up. The fact that, and you're thinking in your head, you're just looking at them the whole time. You're in the pub, you're thinking, fuck them, because they're making you feel. I think it's that uneasy feeling.
I told once about the lad who jumped me, and like he's 5'4" now.
But you still see him.
I mean, I'd murder him. I literally stood next to him. I don't even think he remembers me. Like, jumped me 3 times. Like, but
he's in your head. He'd still bang you out. It's all in the mind, mate.
Mentally,
All he's got to do is go, remember year 9, just you fucking wanting, that's it.
Mate, I was younger than that. I was like 9 or 10. And I just remember telling the story. Man. And it's like, I stopped at the lights to wait for the green man. And he was chasing me. It's like, the fuck are you doing?
The adrenaline.
I was just, that's the kind of kid I was. And then I stood next to him in the pub. And I didn't even, obviously doesn't recognise or remember me. I just remember thinking, I'd murder you. Like, it's good. It's good that I don't want to be violent, because if I hit you, I'd never stop. And I just remember thinking to myself, I'd fucking murder you.
The adrenaline kicks in, doesn't it? And you get that.
Thing is, he still wouldn't know why, would he?
He'd
be like, he'd have his head on the bar.
Why are you fucking bullying him for?
So is it just him individually, or was it like a gang of them, or what was it?
Well, he was part of a gang. No, I was...
Because to dedicate
I had
a bit of you...
series of bullies all the way, I was...
right.
I had one guy who tied me to a lamppost with one of them Parkers the other way round, so I couldn't get out, and force-fed me pickled onions. And to this day, if you open the jar, I'm like... I don't know why he did that, actually. His name was Ian Reid.
So you had a few bullies, yeah?
Yeah, and then another one, his name was Jed Dean, and he said, I said to him, "You're shit at football, you kick anything that moves." So every time I moved, he kicked me.
You put that one on yourself.
He wasn't a bully. He was a man of his word.
You tried to bully him.
He was a man of your words, is what he was.
I stood like that in the middle of school playgrounds. Like,
fucking hell.
So yeah, that's probably why, because we all got a bit of trauma on our past.
Oh yeah,
why you become a comic.
I need to explain.
It's like my revenge on.
You explained.
So yours attributed to bullies, not mum and dad. Mum and dad were sound.
Every comic's got something.
Yeah, my dad was very funny. That's mainly where I get it from.
I think mine was the bit of bullying and a bit of just trying to emulate my dad, probably.
Yeah,
that's sort of. My dad's always the life and soul of the pub. Just trying to, like, you think, and then one day you go, I can get paid to do that.
So you always wanted to do stand-up then? You did it at 12? And you think...
I think once I did that talent competition, I thought...
Did you do stand-up in it, or just tell some jokes?
Yeah, I told some terrible jokes. Bear in mind I was 12. Yeah. This was one of the jokes. Oh, God. Where does Caesar keep his...
Where does Caesar keep
his armies? Up his sleeves. Terrible joke. Terrible fucking joke. I know.
Is that an original or is that an old joke?
It's an old kid's joke, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I went down really well. Beaten by, I'm not messing, by somebody playing the spoons. You never see them anymore, do you? And a woman who was a
That's
local.
why you threw music in it.
So, yeah.
He's like, I'm not getting beat by a music act again. I'll do it myself.
And a woman singing the 12th of Never, who was a local to Lytham St Anne's, and they loved her, and so much so that they made her sing her again. When we all stood on the stage behind her, I had my medal for being third. I was going, fuck it.
I can't imagine wanting to be a comedian at 12. It just seems mad.
I think I was 13, 14.
I used to love, my sort of comedy heroes, Alexi Sale was one of them, but Les Dawson's one of my comedy heroes.
Yeah. Right.
I loved him. I never got to meet him, but I would love to. I just think he's a genius,
Yeah. And you don't have to name them, but are the acts you regret meeting? Is the people that you adored until you met? You don't have to name them.
There's ones that, well, no, that's more like it in the world of music. I'm a massive fan of Elvis Costello, but I've heard that he's horrible in real life. So
who's that other one who's meant to be a nightmare? Van Morrison.
Oh, Yeah. I've
Jamie Sutherland was
sort of met him.
Yeah, but
Jamie Sutherland was saying that like it's insane. Like his other musicians are running to the other ones during the set.
Yeah, but
if they're a minute out, he'll fucking flip his lid.
We loved it though because he was like, "I'm on stage, I'm doing 60 minutes,
bang on,
and then I'm getting off." And these are the songs we're playing, and if you can't keep up, fuck off. And like all of that, like and he just do it, and that is it. There's no encores. He doesn't talk between the songs. It's 60 minutes. It's the songs, and I'm off. And he's just like bang, bang, bang. It's like I fucking love that. Get on stage. This is what you get paid. This is what you paid me for. You get nothing else.
I once saw him at Glastonbury. He never said a word
Yeah,
to the audience. He didn't even say hello.
Yeah,
Then he did the set. He didn't in between any of the numbers.
No, it doesn't.
By the end, the crowd were like this.
right?
Funny, isn't it?
Have you performed at Glastonbury?
Yeah, quite a few times. Yeah,
Stand up.
yeah. I used to do the comedy tent. Yeah, last time
Cabaret
was 2019. Cabaret tent. Yeah, that's funny because that the book opens with that story, which is a true story. A guy was walking around dressed like Jesus Christ, the proper Jesus Christ with the robes and everything, and he walked through the tent, and I said to him, "Where the fuck have you been? You're late." And he climbed on stage, punched my double act partners, knocked him over, and they got his hands around my throat and started to choke me, and I started to black out.
Fucking.
And I did actually think, this is it.
Chris Carragher. Yeah, it's Chris Carragher.
Egg sandwiches.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, and this is a true story, the guy on the sound, I used to know him really well, was a Scouser as well. He came up and he punched Jesus on the side of the head.
Fucking hell.
The guy was psychotic. He was off his head on acid.
Yeah.
But he punched him, and if he hadn't punched him, I could have died.
Fucking.
What a horrible. But I'll never
Choked
forget
to
as
death
well
by
the look in his eyes.
Did you ever
like that.
think maybe this is enough for me?
Yeah.
Do you ever go,
Probably
I'm sort of done with this now?
Yeah.
No way to go.
No, that was only about 6 years in. So,
Right, so you still had a bit of...
Yeah. Just cheeky,
Have you ever thought about knocking it on the head when you've been doing comedy in the 40 years?
No.
Yeah, no.
Never. I don't know what it is. Well, I mean, this is
Even after a
something...
bad gig, you're going, oh, fuck, I can't be that.
It's going nowhere.
No, even after the gig I did on Friday, I thought... I think once you get to a certain number of years in, or you've done it enough times, you know that feeling, the horrible feeling.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for it, because, it's a fucking brutal game. And some acts that are not many years in, they'll have a bad gig and it'll fuck their confidence completely, and they just think... And people do. I mean, there's a high rate of attrition in this game, isn't there? You'll turn around and you'll go, what's happened to so-and-so? Well, they've just stopped. They don't even make an announcement, they just gone.
You need to, that's people who have got a bit of self-respect.
Yeah.
The people who make an announcement.
The comics who retire on Facebook all the time, you're thinking, mate, no one's booking you anyway, so why are you retiring? It's like being let go and them going, oh, I'm quitting anyway. It's like, mate, we've just said you're sacked.
Well, yeah.
Called you into the office.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It was a mutual
I'm
decision.
quitting.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. Yeah. I mean, I don't... Yeah, no. It's too much in me. It's too, it's like a tick. Burrows inside you, doesn't it?
Have you ever done anything else?
No.
So
My missus takes the piss out of me. Never really had a proper... I worked in a factory once for about 6 months. That's the only proper job. And I also was a gorillagram.
A what?
A gorillagram. In the pubs in London. It was terrible. I only did it twice.
What's it? What
You know, a gorilla... I dressed as a gorilla.
I can guess what it is, but like...
Happy birthday.
Really? You dress up as a gorilla and sing happy birthday?
Yeah. I had no self-respect.
Well, as long as you're in a suit,
who
they
you
won't
are,
know.
If anything, have more
It's usually
self-respect.
criminals that end up doing that, isn't it? There's not enough they can do. So
But also,
you see SpongeBob having a fucking ciggy or something.
But the funny thing, you couldn't hear what I was saying anyway, because it's like... and most of the time, they weren't bothered,
Yeah, they like just... Yeah.
How long did you do that for?
Oh, I only did it 3 times.
Right. And then what? You
After
thought
the
this is too brutal. This makes King Kong look like a fucking walk in the park.
Exactly what I thought. I just can't do this anymore. Oh my God. So yeah, I've only had one sort of job in my life.
Yeah.
I've not done anything else.
Because we were saying before, what would you even fucking do? Like I was in uni, come out of uni. I worked in like shops and stuff, like in stacking shelves while I was in uni and things like that, in pubs and that. And I come out of uni, where did my first gig and worked on the taxis at the same time. And from the first gig, I always knew the taxi was just it was just a case of the taxis supplementing the comedy until comedy took over, sort of thing, and that's all it's ever been. And then, like, so I always think, what would I do? I have to go, I wouldn't have a career. I'd have to go back to a taxi driver full time or start again. I'd have to do, like, learn a trade or something, like, at 37. It's like, I wouldn't know what to do.
It's funny once you do it as well. I know there's a few backbiting goes on, but it's like a comedy thing that we've all got in common, and it's very hard to explain to somebody outside what it's like.
Yeah, it's not worth it, is it?
It's not worth it.
Trying to explain the industry and how the industry works.
I mean, they just don't get it.
People ask me now what are you up to, and you try and explain to them, all I'm trying to do now is get enough of a profile or following so that I can go on tour. Because, like, I've worked my arse off to get on the circuit, and now I'm on the circuit. I'm trying to get off the circuit, and then you try and explain them to them. And the next time they see you, they go, how's the tour going? And you're like, I'm not even near it yet. You're just asking me what I'm up to, and that's me next. I don't know what, like, you think, why did they even bother saying that? Why didn't you say, everything's fine?
All the
like,
store old boys are going for the online now as well. Yourself, you're doing it. Stoney, Tonks.
TikTok.
Yeah, you on that now?
Yeah, but I've got one of the ones is nearly 1 million views.
Oh. Right.
And I'm really hammering it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rob
did say to me, you said to me about 4 years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, we did that gig in, we went over the Pennines.
Right.
What you said, social media is,
Well, especially for, like, you, someone who's so topical.
Yeah.
Because,
like,
working. Because you're topical, you haven't told you about burn and stuff a lot. Because topical things hit more, sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's TikTok mainly. I mean, I'm not getting as much on Instagram, but
the problem is TikTok's good for getting out there and growing yourself, but you need to migrate them to Instagram to then turn them into ticket sales.
Yeah.
Like, TikTok's great for views, but Instagram's where they buy the tickets. It's like, Instagram followers are the ticket buyers, sort of thing. But, like,
it's a bit weird. I'm saying the other thing is a bit weird, isn't it? Because that's the thing you don't get used to, is that we're used to being heckled when you're on stage, but that's annoying. But you just can't let it get to you. Some of the snidey comments and the...
I love them, mate.
You're shit. Is this comedy?
Mate, I absolutely love them. Because I know I'm a narcissist anyway, and probably arrogant, but, like...
Yeah.
Whenever I see that, it never affects me.
No.
I just think, how sad are you? Yeah. In my head, I just picture some lonely 40-year-old sat in the Mars box room. I think your life must be shit. Because never in my life, even when I've looked at a video and gone, that's fucking shit, I've ever thought to myself, I'll comment and say that. I just got on with my life, and for you not to be able to get on with your life must be fucking shite. Yeah. And that's all I say to myself. I just every time I see a comment like that, I think, oh, you fucking loser, and it makes me laugh.
And the irony is, it still counts as an engagement with the.
Oh yeah, it's great.
They've got to go on and watch it.
But that's why people want to put more controversial, because it does.
We talk about anything to do with football and clip it. Oh, that's it. You get loads of comments. Just even shit like there was something about how Tom Keegan was an Everton fan, and he was talking about he just loves going to match and how shit Everton fans are, like, for just abusing the players. And it wasn't even that funny, but it just got fucking 50 odd comments of people going, I once said this is the match and stuff like that. Just because people are so sort of polarised, the thing. Everton is shit, all right, sound.
Yeah, because that's what some people only have. The football club, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that, going back to that about the inside thing of comedy in the industry. I mean, I've started a podcast myself called, You Should Have Been Here Last Week with Paul Ricketts. Yeah. And we started off interviewing promoters. So I thought, nobody's really talked to them before and got their sort of...
Because they're bastards.
Don't say that.
Because they're
charlatans.
They're all lovely.
We had Alan Anderson.
Not you.
We had Alan Anderson on here, and they're all cunts.
There's always an exception.
What was the first gig you booked? So what was the first fees? You're paying less than that now, you're rat.
Yeah, true. But we've widened it to talk to different people like Adam Bloom and different people here. And it's just, we want to sort of explore different aspects of comedy that people don't talk about. Social media was one of them, but also, stealing jokes, that's one that's going to be coming up. Because it does go on.
Who did you talk about that?
Well, we're not naming names, but we're going on about people because it does.
I've got a thing of
people disputing stuff. Well, I thought of that.
I think social media has sort of thrown the etiquette out the window a little bit now. And it's not so much with jokes, but people are being very laissez-faire with premises or little ideas. And I think it's because everyone's so desperate for the clip. Everyone's racing for that clip or to get things online. People are now being... There's less quality control over... And I don't mean the quality of the joke. I mean over how original it is, or less integrity now being shown over someone else is doing a bit like that. It's now a case of, well, it's not word for word. It's not the same joke. Whereas it used to be, I remember when I first started, to be someone does that. Like, there'd be loads of things like wife, kids, family, everyone can talk about that. But there'd be things like, if someone had something quite specific, you'd be like, he's got that. You'd sort of like leave it alone, sort of thing. Whereas now it's a bit like, oh, it doesn't matter. Anyone can talk about anything. It doesn't matter that so-and-so's might be the French Revolution guy. I've got a French Revolution joke from watching Napoleon, so I'm going to do it as well. And it's a bit like, oh, yeah, it's just...
It won't
less
be a thing
integrity.
soon. I don't think joke theft will be a thing.
Really?
As long as it's not word for word,
It won't be, even if it's word for word. I think it's that saturated now with clips and all this. People won't be able to trace back. They won't care. It'll be like, I watched that guy do that bit, and that's my guy, and then I watched this. So, you know, in the old days when they used to have a bag of gags, it would be like that. It'd be like, oh, I'll do this bit, or I'll do that bit.
Well, no, the things that used to go on, people used to say, they come late to a gig and said, have you done the Three Nuns gag? And everyone go, no, I haven't done that.
It'll just be bits.
When did that stop?
That stopped with us, really.
That's what I mean,
We
'cause
frowned on it. You weren't supposed to nick anybody's material.
It gets given, like, credit goes... That Comedy Store and Lexale, a load of credit goes then for doing original stuff.
Yeah.
But it must have been a passover of where people were doing on the same gig but still doing old stuff, sort of thing.
There was a
There must have been a
crossover,
little
but not,
crossover.
there was a certain crossover, but then those acts were sort of frowned on. There's a very famous instance of it. It's a Scottish television programme, and there's a comedian, I'm not going to name it, they were doing a test for the cameras before everyone was in, and they just did a load of old gags, and then the guy came down the front and said, you can't do any of those. That one's Milton Jones, that one's... and he said, gags don't belong to anybody, they're just in the air. You pluck them out the air. And the guy was going, no, people actually sit down and write them, you know?
Someone wrote that.
So, I don't know. Maybe you're right. But you hit on a brilliant thing as well. When people have, because certain people have got form for it. And what gets me is that when people do that, they never bother to change. They're so lazy that they don't even change the odd word.
Yeah.
So they go, do you know what? That is a good joke. I'm having that. And they don't bother to change.
There's people who will nick the joke, and then there's people who are easily, I call easily inspired. Like, they'll see you do bits, the next thing they've got a bit dead similar, and you're like, you've gone down the same route or line I've gone down.
I once saw a fight in the Comedy Cafe in London where Lee Hurst came in and accused Jeff Boys of nicking one, which I think he did, and he punched him.
Did he?
Yeah,
Jeff did or Lee did?
No, Lee Hurst did. Knocked him down to the floor.
But that's because it's so hard. Like, that's why when you go out there and you get a new bit, it's such a rush because it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like, thinking, fuck me, I've got to come up with a new bit now that might not be good. And sometimes it takes you 5 times to do the new bit to get it where it is, to deliver it properly, and then go, right, that's the bit. And you think about how many times you got a gig. So maybe you do 1 gig a night. It can take you like months to do 5 gigs where you get that bit down.
Yeah.
And you think, and then if someone just takes that, but then again, now with how it's so ubiquitous, like clips and all that everywhere, I just don't think it's going to be a thing.
I think amongst comics themselves, though, it'd still be a little bit of a thing, because if you've got to be in agreement with somebody and they've nicked your joke, it's not good.
They
But
still work, though.
It's like,
Promoters don't give a fuck. They go, he makes the room, he kills it. So they go, I couldn't give a shit. And I think promoters really just go, that's why.
Maybe it's a shame there aren't more fights.
I think maybe if you
probably
threat
will
of
be,
violence.
there might be a sense of where that comes back, sort of thing.
But I've heard sometimes when they go, he's on the bill, don't do your best stuff. You know what I mean?
Do you know Robin Williams was famous for it? Comics would ask to be told when he came in the room, and they don't know when to.
Don't do any
He
new.
just was like that.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's spoken about that, like, about how he used to do it.
But I think because Robin Williams is so famous and love people give him a pass, they were like, I think he's just because he's that much of a 100 mile an hour. Yeah.
And he used to say, oh, it just pops into my head.
Yeah.
That used to be his excuse.
But again, sometimes if you are up there and you are just fighting for your life and you go like, I've done that, and you go, ugh.
I've heard stories of a famous comic now who will be in the back of a room, and if he likes a gag, it's got to be for him to have it, it's got to be a gag. He'll just give you money and go, listen, I think it's 100 quid. Here's 100 quid. I'm going to do that gag. So either take this now. Yeah. You can either be rewarded for it.
It's got golden balls in it. It's like, I'm going to steal.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal.
Yeah. So either have the 100 quid.
So what do you want? Yeah.
It's gone anyways.
Well,
like,
that's a famous story. I can't name the person, but he rang the person up and he said, I love that joke you do about whatever, snowballs. And the guy goes, oh, yeah, thanks very much. He goes, I want it. He goes, well, I don't want to sell it. He goes, I'll give you 300 quid. And the guy goes, well, I don't want to sell it. It's a good joke. He goes, put it this way, I'm going to do it anyway. So if I were you, I'd take the 300 quid. Yeah. And he bought it off.
That's the level. I think that's like there's a lot of psychopaths in this. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sociopaths. They do not care about anything other than being brilliant in that room and famous. And
your friendship means nothing to them. So
yeah, like
that is just ruthless.
That is just,
put it this way.
People
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd personally be like, I remember when that Chapman years ago. I just did a gag and I was just like, oh, I need to go to the gym, cancel my membership. Yeah. Like, they make it seem like I need to go to the gym to get, and then just like that. And then Chapman I've done that. And I went, oh, right. But because it was such a throwaway thing, I just never did it again. Don't let it sit in your head. No. I just went, well, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? There's certain pieces that you go, that's like a set piece. But then something like 2 words, you're thinking, I don't need that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But that can happen with gags.
Yeah, well, gags.
Bits, though. Lifting bits.
Bits is different. Gags, like Sean Mio, is a guy that went to America and he tried to sort of break into America, was over there for 6 months, and about 4 years later he came back. Loads of people in the clubs were doing his jokes.
Now he's gone.
Because he's a brilliant joke writer. He's just, and they're all such beautifully constructed jokes that you can almost just pick them up and go, well, that's a good one.
It just works.
And I said to him, didn't you get angry? He said, so I'll just write some more jokes.
Yeah. That's the best way to be.
Because he's like a fucking machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant.
What is Sean Mayo doing now? Do you know or not?
I don't know. I haven't seen him for a long time.
No one has.
He's disappeared. He's a strange man. Strange man. We went to South Africa once to do a gig with the Comedy Store, and we went to a shooting range, and he said. This is good. I know what I'm saying. He's obviously been there loads. I'd never handled a gun before. He just went in. He goes, oh, is that a 99 caliber diddly diddly? The guy's going, oh yeah, you know your guns. He went like that.
Did he?
Hit the target. Every single gun. It's creepy.
What is he doing? Just someone must know where he's at.
I think he's working as a security guard. I'm not sure.
Is he?
But he's still gigging. There's still gigs, but
I've not seen him. I've not seen him anywhere.
I haven't seen him in years.
But again, I think that's the right attitude, because it would have been. Imagine if it happened to a lot of people, you'd just gone in despair. I think that's my whole act is gone. But he said, no, I'll just do some more, I don't know. But anyway, that's in. I'm interested to see if it ceases to be a thing. I don't know.
I don't think it'll ever go as bad as he says, but I do think it'll.
I think it's finished.
I think the etiquette's gone out the window a little bit.
Well, you haven't even mentioned, ChatGPT.
Well, that's another thing I'm thinking.
AI sort of thing. Yeah.
I think that's going to be better than anyone.
Wow.
I don't
Not the
think
moment
so.
though. If you ask it for jokes on,
I'm quite excited by the idea that a robot's the best stand-up in the world. I think that is great.
What do you do?
Yeah.
What is your favourite?
And it just comes up with the most it's the salient thing about that could ever be about that person's job, to the point where no one else knows, but that person is dying laughing.
Yeah, but a robot won't be.
There's no way robots ever going to do stand-up. There's no way robots ever going to do. I don't believe it at all.
Well, there will be robots. Well, the technology, we're all going to be intertwined. That thing is never away from. Might as well be on my body, in my body. That.
Yeah, but it's never going to do stand-up.
Why?
It's a robot's
world now.
Is it going to be a robot going to be self-deprecating?
I for one salute our robot overlords. Yeah.
Come kill me.
Over.
Nah, they are coming for us.
Put me out of my misery.
No, but it's weird though, because we sit in this room fucking for 3 years talking to no one. I'm thinking, do you know, it feels weird
talking to no one.
Well, like just there's the robots are listening.
Did you do Zoom gigs?
Yeah, oh God, some of them. Do you know what? Once I was doing a Zoom gig and everyone was having a bad gig, but I had somebody opening a packet of crisps.
Yeah.
What was it? Jamie Hutchinson said he did a gig in a frog.
You could hear the light bulb.
You could hear the light bulb.
Yeah.
My God.
No,
Yeah, good signs that you're dying. Light bulb.
But the thing was though, everyone in the front, so they had some staff there operating everything, and the other acts were getting chuckles off them, but he wasn't even getting chuckles off there. Like it was like just like the most brutal way you could die. Like who else? I think Avery said somebody went and made a cup of tea when he was on. They just stood up and just went, "I'll go get a cup of tea now."
I think they were terrible, those Zoom gigs.
I
they
refused
were really
to do anything.
soul destroying, I thought. And everyone was going, "This is the future."
Yeah.
No, please God, no.
I think it's
actually
given
asked
rise.
for the sound of the audience to be turned off. I mean, I'd rather do it into a void.
Oh no, I
Pretend them in
just flat out refused. I was like, "This is not why I got
did
into
a few of
comedy
them.
for." And like, absolutely not.
So you ended up writing a book in the lockdown,
I did, yeah. I mean, it's not finished. I mean, it's about 2/3 of the way through.
and you think you got two more books to do? You think you can do 2 more?
I think I'm because I'm only going to go up to when Skin Video split up, so mid-90s,
Right.
so and do the rest of it. I don't know. It depends. Yeah, it's bad enough having written one. It's hard.
You got a deal because Smith's doing one, isn't he? Paul Smith's doing
Yeah,
one.
I mean, I've got one particular publisher that's interested, but they want the finished thing, and this has been going on for. It's been going on for about 4 years, but they're waiting for it. They've been waiting 6 months. They keep saying,
Right.
Every time I look at it, though, just get
Life's getting away now.
I know. Well, if you're gigging all the time,
Yeah.
I always say, "Oh, I'll take my laptop away with me." I never do.
No,
Yeah.
I never feel like doing it. You know.
no, I
Yeah.
couldn't be arsed doing that.
Because it's hanging
Drilling
over you.
down into your life.
Why do I want to do
can't
this?
Really
Oh, I'd love
remember.
that. I'd love that. Mate.
Can't
But
you?
my
You
problem
boss.
is I
Dunno.
wouldn't remember anything. Yeah, I'd have to have
Remembering
someone
stuff, just thinking like,
tell me what's happened, and then
I
me
could actually
talk about
change
it.
the title of it to Chris Carragher ate my egg sandwiches.
yeah. Oh, Chris Carragher.
My mum's egg
you
sandwiches
know
were
what,
shit.
by
Any
the way, I
relation
haven't
to
said
Jamie?
No, none at all. But I tell you what, now I've mentioned, that's it. Going to come for me, isn't he?
Well, we'll clip it and stick it out.
Oh, you bastard!
I'll fuck you. Listen, Chris, I'll fuck you. Alright? Go near Steve, I'll fuck you.
So how long you up in Liverpool for now?
I'm here today, and then I'm going to Lancaster tomorrow. I'm doing Penwortham, the one in Preston.
who's that
Tony
for?
Vino gig.
Oh, yeah, I think
it's
I've
a
done
great
it, like
gig.
tiny little
brilliant
church
gig,
thing.
It's a library.
Yes.
It takes 70 people.
Yeah,
So it's a brilliant gig, though.
I've done that one.
Yeah, so I'm back in, and I'm hoping to get that thing sorted out in hot water. I want all the proceeds to go to British Lung Foundation because my dad died of lung cancer. That's a
Hold on,
happy
let's see who you can get on first.
You might get some big names on, in which case,
Oh, I was going to ask all the big
in which case
ones.
keep the fucking money yourself.
Well, I'm obviously asking Paul.
We
raised.
raised,
you don't need anyone else.
we raised 30 grand for Alan, didn't we? Doing 2 nights there.
Wow.
And then we're like, now we're like, should we just do it again next year?
Benefits for all the comedians have been going 10 years.
Anyone who's been going over 10 years gets us a
But I'm not going to
testimonial.
I won't take any of the money. I won't.
I would.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
If you see me raising money again next year, I'm not raising it for anyone but myself.
When you're looking to do that then?
It'd be a Monday in October. We haven't finalised the date yet. We're just
That'd be good.
British Lung Foundation.
Just going to be a
Got
stand-up gig? Or are you going to... Yeah.
No, I'm gonna. I'll have about 10 acts on. I'm gonna ask people like John Bishop and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Jason, maybe.
Are you tight with all these?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
So
Looks like it was with Smith, innit, really?
Yeah.
They've been gigging for so long.
So you would have seen them just come on. You must have been going like, what, 15 years by the time they come on and then
I
got
saw
off?
John when he first started. The funny thing about John was you knew. I saw one of his first ever gigs. He's like Kevin Bishop. I saw Kevin Bishop.
Kevin Bridges.
Kevin Bridges, yeah.
Yeah.
Saw him, his first ever gig. I thought,
Bridges?
yeah, he's going to be fucking famous. I saw
Yeah.
him in Glasgow, yeah, and he was just...
His
he was
first ever
only-
gig, you were there?
Effortless.
Yeah, he's about 21.
Where was it?
No, he
Stand-
started when he
stand in
was
Glasgow.
17 when he started.
Yeah, whatever, how well... And he was just...
Do you mean like first...
He's like he beamed down. Well, maybe it wasn't his first.
Right,
ever,
but like first
but
weekend sort of.
Weekend, and it was like he beamed down from another planet, already fully formed, with no faults.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you're looking. Where's are there any cracks? No, he was just brilliant. And John was like that as well, from the start. I think because John did have that other job, didn't he?
Yeah.
He worked for.
Sales.
Chemical sales for
Yeah,
chemical company.
so he was
medical
used to
company.
talking to people, and that was
Yeah.
the really brilliant thing about him. From the off, he just, for a brand new act, to sit down on a stool and just go,
Yeah.
"What
Yeah.
do you think?" and then not be phased by anything that anyone said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're the two people immediately you sort of went,
Get Bridges on.
I'd love to get Kev.
Do you reckon you could? Got that pull?
Sounds like he's doing it if he's on tour.
Well, we once did a tour of Dubai together.
Did you?
And we went to Saudi Arabia together. We did a gig.
Oh,
in
we'll
Saudi
come
Arabia.
through for you to do hot water. Don't worry.
We had that was one of the craziest gigs I've ever done in my life. Just absolutely fucking
for the
mental.
army.
No, for the expats.
Right.
But it was full of Saudi teenagers and drunken Englishmen and American businessmen and very dodgy spies, and then members of the Saudi royal family as well.
Yeah.
And no alcohol, but they were off their tits, and this is true. You know the guy out of The Simpsons, Duff Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a guy dressed as a big can of Red Bull.
Right.
By the end of that gig, everyone was like that.
Just on Red Bull.
Off their tits on Red Bull. I've never seen anything like it. Even I think the Saudi royal family probably had a few drinks because they're the world's biggest importer of Johnny Walker whiskey, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, they all drink.
So who did you go out there with?
I went out with Kevin Bridges and Sarah Millican.
Fucking Bill, that.
It was an amazing bill. We had a bloody fantastic time.
Yeah.
That
What
gig
were the gigs like?
They're all good, but that one was strange because they're all sat there dressed as the Saudi, as they do in their thing, and everyone's looking to them to see if they laughed first.
Right.
Did you get briefed by them to say, don't take the piss?
Well, no, but they said be careful,
Yeah.
keep the swearing down as much as you can. Don't say the C word.
Get you locked up.
That will, yeah. And but I
I'd never do
did a
that.
song about. I can't even remember about the Taliban, and this is my claim to fame. The guy in the front, the British ambassador
bin
was
Laden.
there.
Yeah.
He said to me, "You are a very naughty boy, Mr. Gribbin." I didn't know how to. Everyone was like, "Ha ha ha ha!" ha. And I'm thinking,
Yeah, you're getting chopped up now. Yeah,
he
it
actually
terrified
said
me doing that
It's a-
sort of
a
thing.
scary heckle that was. I mean, I've heard stories when people doing the Dubai gigs, if they put a foot wrong.
Yeah.
Somebody said did some stuff about Osama bin Laden,
Yeah.
and they were waiting for him, and they also insulted someone in the audience, which is not supposed to do. As in, you can do a little bit. If you go too far, they hate it.
Yeah.
And he comes off, and there's two armed policemen.
Fuck
Right,
that.
off you come.
Bag going home.
Off you, in your bag. Next plane out. Gone.
Yeah.
That's lucky. I'd be glad of that. Imagine if you come off stage and you had two armed guys thinking, Jesus, what have I
You know
done?
the prisons over there. I said to one guy, I said, "Did you have any prison riots? You know, when they had all that unrest kicked off in the Middle East in 2011." He said, "Yeah, they rioted once."
Right.
I bet they didn't again.
See, that just terrifies me going to do gigs out there.
Yeah.
Because, you say something by accident, you go, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's not by accident, though. You know, and you're like,
Yeah, but if you die, if
you
you
know what you like, and you know how.
I tell you what
I'm
was
gonna kill this now.
we do-
Or I'll
do in
scramble.
China.
But that little bit in the back of your mind that goes,
Yeah.
you're not meant to say anything about the royal
Yeah.
family. You're, oh, just do it. And you think, oh, shit.
Just call him a cunt for a laugh. Yeah.
I mean, we got told I've done China, and that was hard because whatever you do, you can refer to it obliquely, but don't fucking directly criticise the government or we're
Really?
fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they go to jail. Just shut the gig down. You know.
Yeah, well, that thing, what's his name? Not Phil Wang. Who's the Uncle Roger? Had to apologise to them, didn't he? So we could do his Chinese tour dates.
Did he?
He had to apologise publicly to the Chinese government and say he was wrong.
He's Malaysian, isn't he?
Yeah, because he had Chinese. So like, I think it was Taiwan or something like that. You know, over something the moan in Taiwan or whatever like that.
But I did do a gag. I walked on stage and said, "It's great, you know, because I'm actually a Liverpool fan. It's great to see where all the shirts are made." And I had to run it by him before, and I said, "Is it okay if I say that?" He said, "Yeah, it's okay. You're not directly." Okay, you're implying that they run sweatshops, but you're not directly saying that the
it's
Chinese
causing,
government know what's going
Oh,
on.
I wouldn't risk it, me. I'd just be
Imagine
like,
if you just
no.
on the last night went,
Just talk about bags for life. That's it. Bags for life and whatever else. Why is it you go to the shop and you never bring it? That's
by the
it.
way, if, at that gig, if someone's doing this at the back, it's for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I heard that they send like
You see that, you
spies
don't
to
come
see
off
if
stage.
anyone is saying anything about the royal family there.
yeah.
And
I
they'll
mean, like,
report it
at
back.
any gig, there could be someone there, just like
Little plainclothed rat.
Yeah. No, there's definitely plainclothes police in the audience. making a
in
note.
case.
Oh yeah, they know. The funny thing is, they come every week and it's the same people, so they know who they are.
Right.
Oh, all right, Bob. Yeah. Okay. No swearing.
Yeah. Don't be a grass. Right, brilliant, Steve. Where can everyone find? What's your TikTok? What's your Instagram?
Right, my TikTok is Sir Gribblington.
Sir Gribbin.
Sir Gribblington. I just like the and my TikTok's Steve Gribbin. And you can get me any time of the day or night.
It's your first thing you need to change.
What?
You should have the same name for everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, if they give you Steve Gribbin on the bill, they're searching. What? I can't find him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, I've
it's
been
best to have
schooled.
your name.
It needs to be the same thing across all of them, so they can add you across all.
Well,
of them.
it is on everything else.
So yeah, so
Chapman did it,
They follow.
Staunton did
They
it.
follow you on TikTok. They follow you on TikTok. Then you put Sir Gribbington into Instagram. Nothing comes up. You've lost them.
Well, I'm going to change my name to Sir Gribblington on everything then.
Or change your name on TikTok to Steve Gribbin.
Would make much more sense.
No,
but
I'm going to
okay.
change my name to Chris Garrigan. Oh shit, I've been poking him too much.
What was wrong with your mum's egg butties? Just
Do you know what? You just
Didn't season
I mean,
them or
what got me was he'd been eating them for months.
Yeah.
And he goes, I just think he's
I'm just sick
fat.
of them.
So,
Yeah.
I don't like egg mayonnaise. Cut the mayonnaise out. He said.
Horrible bastard.
Right, there we go.
Your mum for
Sign up to the
carrying
Patreon. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Say that.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.